I'm a lake host because I really enjoy the environment and being outdoors, and I can see the problems that the invasive plants are causing in the New Hampshire lakes, so I wanted to get involved because I felt it was my duty to help protect the lakes.
We have a 2.5-mile road that goes around our lake. We have lots of people that bike it, hike it, as well as boat owners that are putting their boats in there, and I get to meet them, talk with them about our lake, and provide them with educational materials on the invasive aquatic plants.
I'm concerned about the environment, concerned about our lake, the fact that we do not have milfoil and we don't wish to have it. We have a big fishing population.
The New Hampshire Lakes Association started its Lake Host program in 2002 to help educate people about exotic or non-native invasive plants that are infesting our beautiful lakes. Lake hosts play a critical role in helping to stop the spread of these noxious exotic plants. Already they have prevented milfoil from entering several New Hampshire lakes simply by showing people how to remove these unwanted hitchhikers from their boats and fishing gear. The main culprit is a plant called variable milfoil, which was first introduced to the state in 1965. Since then, it has spread to more than 50 New Hampshire lakes and ponds. Unfortunately, there are several other invasive species that are just getting a foothold in the state. Plants like Eurasian milfoil, fanwort, water chestnut, and Brazilian elodea, to name a few. Like variable milfoil, these species spread quickly. They form dense mats that choke out native plants and ruin habitat for birds, fish, and other wildlife. Not only that, but people who like to boat, swim, or fish in our lakes find that milfoil greatly decreases their enjoyment. Who wants to tangle with that? Severe infestations have even been shown to diminish water quality and decrease property values for lakeshore homeowners. And the worst part is that once these plants get firmly established, it is impossible to eradicate them. Huge amounts of money are spent every year trying to control them. Hand pulling, bottom barriers, even herbicides, but nothing has proven effective for long. Without a doubt, the best and most cost-effective method for dealing with exotic species is to simply stop them from getting started in the first place. So how do these plants spread? Milfoil gets its start by hitching a ride on a boat's propeller, anchor rope, trailer, or in an angler's fishing gear. These plants reproduce by breaking apart. Only a small piece of vegetation is needed to start a whole new colony. Recreational boaters who travel from lake to lake have unwittingly been spreading these sneaky weeds. But trained lake hosts have helped to slow the spread of milfoil, simply by greeting boaters at local docks and ramps, educating them, performing courtesy boat checks, and removing plant material. Lake hosts play a critical role in helping to preserve the quality and health of New Hampshire's lakes. So what does a lake host do? They have 3 simple tasks. 1. Teach boaters about exotic plants like milfoil and how they spread. 2. Inspect boats entering and leaving the lake at their assigned boat ramp. And 3. Remove and properly dispose of any plants found on boats and trailers well away from the lake or pond. Lake hosts receive training showing them how to complete these important steps quickly, easily, and without inconveniencing the boater. So simple and so effective, and many lake hosts report that boaters really do appreciate their efforts. And the information collected by lake hosts is helping the New Hampshire Lakes Association and the State Department of Environmental Services craft better legislation create more effective outreach materials, and best of all, protect our lakes from invasive plants. Efforts like the Lake Host program are going a long way to keeping our waters clean, clear, and healthy for everyone. But more and more people are coming to boat, swim, and fish in our lakes and ponds each year. Therefore, we need to expand our efforts to help minimize their potential impacts and maximize their awareness. You can help by becoming a lake host or starting a training program for your area. Contact the New Hampshire Lakes Association. They'll help you get started on this important effort.
I do feel like I'm playing a very important part in protecting the lake.
We're preserving the lake for the future generations, and that's one of the main reasons why I'm deeply involved in the program.
If anyone doesn't have a Lake Host program, I would strongly urge them to become involved in one. It's only beneficial to their lake economically, as well as keeping their lake for many more years for everyone's enjoyment. Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi, and I'm here to represent the New Hampshire Lakes Association as well as our local lake association to educate boat owners on the invasive aquatic plants that are causing our lakes in New Hampshire lots of problems.
Okay.
Are you aware of this problem at all?
I've heard something
You
about
have
that.
heard of this problem. That's wonderful. I'm glad you've heard a little bit about it. I do have some information that I'd like to share with you. I don't expect you to take the time right now out of your boating day to read it all,
Okay.
but it's got some great photos, and included is a New Hampshire Boater's Guide with the latest
great.
laws and regulations for that.
Okay.
I have a few questions that I'd like to just go over with you, and then if you would help me do a boat inspection and a trailer inspection of your boat.
Sure.
Okay. The last body of water that this boat visited?
Lake Winnipesaukee.
Lake Winnipesaukee. Okay, and how often do you boat? Daily, weekly,
About
weekends?
once a week.
About once a week? That's great. And do you inspect your boat and trailer for plants on it or weeds coming in and out of lakes?
Yeah, I generally give it a good once over when I'm
Give it a
pulling
once
out.
over. Do you ever rinse it down or anything like that?
Maybe at the end of the season.
Okay. And have you inspected your boat yet today?
I have not.
You have not. Well, that's a great thing because I would like to do a boat inspection for you, and if you would join me, you'll be able to know exactly what we're looking for.
Okay, great.
Great. We're going to inspect the trailer, find any spots on it that you may catch anything on the way in or the way out. Looks like you brought along some plant life with you.
Yeah.
We're not going to toss it on the ground.
Okay.
We're not exactly sure what it is at this point. Later on we can take the time to identify it, but I don't want to toss it on the ground and have it maybe run back into the lake and cause any problems in the lake. So I'll just put it in my handy dandy little bag. Always want to check your wheel wells, please. Okay, come
Yep.
back, check your lights. Okay, you've got just a little bit of debris hanging off the lights. It's a great place for things to catch. And as we come around to the back of the boat, this is where find lots of vegetation, as you can see. The prop collects it all the time. We might remove this and your prop might work a little better today. Okay, we'll just bag all this stuff, but always check all these areas, any of the shaft of the engine, checking underneath your boat and this part of the trailer, part that's in the water the most, and it's going to pick up all kinds of things. We also need to check in these areas in here. We've got water coming in from the lake, and we find vegetation in these areas as well. Different lines are in here at times. We're going to do the same thing on this side that we did on the opposite side. A little more vegetation right here on the back of the trailer near the lights. Always catches there. Want to remove that. Again, check your wheel wells, please. A little bit more here in the front of the wheel well. Okay, and we also like to look inside. I think you've got an anchor in here that may have something on it. The anchor lines collect things all the time. People don't realize it until they pull them in and think, I'll get that later. But later sometimes doesn't happen. So we'd like to clean that off. And one last thing before we send you on your way.
Okay.
right where your hitch attaches to your vehicle, as well as the jack area. Look for any more plants there. This looks wonderful today.
All right, great.
It's been a great inspection. I hope you've learned a little bit about what we need to inspect. I thank you for your time.
Okay.
Make sure you inspect your boat every time that you pull it in and out of water. Pass the word along to your friends, and I'll see you when you come out of the lake.
Okay, great.
Have a great day.
Yep.